Hello, today I'm talking about forage mixtures. As a company we're very much involved in forage mixtures, and the mixtures that we specialise in are mainly based on lupins. The main ones are lupins triticale, but we also do lupins with spring wheat and mixtures of vetches with triticale. And obviously there are three different types of lupin, being the white, yellow and blue lupins. So by the time we add all that up, we have quite a number of different mixes and connotations, each of which have their different suitabilities for different scenarios in different parts of the country, different geographic areas and different soil types. The main mixes that we do are the Yvonne mix, which is a mixture of spring triticale with white lupin, and that is the big seller really in the south of England, also in the Midlands, and going up country, certainly up the east coast. We actually have Yvonne mix growers in Scotland, up in Aberdeenshire, and across Lancashire, those areas, as well as obviously the southwest. Another big selling mix that we do is the triticale with the yellow lupin, and that's called the Clad mix. So Yvonne mix is triticale and white lupin, Clad mix is triticale and yellow lupin. Now the major difference for those two is simply that the yellow lupin is earlier to mature, and as such that mixture, the Clad mix, is earlier to cut, and therefore we use it in the north. So the Clad mix is particularly suitable, it's widely used in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Cumbria. It's also quite popular in, well, we have a few growers on the Isle of Man, even on Shetland we have growers as well. So we have a mix for all suitabilities, and those are the two big ones, the white lupin and triticale Yvonne, and the white lupin, the yellow lupin and triticale, which is the Clad mix. We also do other mixes. We have lupins and spring wheat. Now the white lupin and spring wheat, that's the Tyne mix, and the yellow lupin and spring wheat, that's called the Tamar mix. Both of those are obviously a scenario where we've substituted the spring triticale for spring wheat, and that's probably for growers who are seeking the best quality, high quality, higher input mix. It doesn't have that sort of high quality look after itself type thing that you get with triticale. Clearly triticale pretty much looks after itself, whereas wheat requires a little bit more looking after in terms of sprays and also fertiliser. So those mixes are available, the lupin and spring wheat, obviously high quality, slightly higher input mix. We also have other mixes. We have the Cherwell mix, which is an interesting one. This is actually blue lupins with spring oats, particularly early mix used in the north, and we have a few growers in the north who are looking for a very early mix, who particularly maybe like the idea of doing oats. So an oat based mix teamed up with a blue lupin for the most earliness, and that gives us a combination of earliness, a break crop, and just for the man who perhaps would, for whatever reason, wants to use an oat based mix. Sometimes there are concerns with regard to rotational reasons, although I would point out the spring triticale based mixes do not appear to host take all anyway. Another mix that we do is the Flexi mix, and this is spring triticale teamed up with a spring vetch, so not lupins but vetch. For those of us who don't know vetches, they used to be called tares, and they're like a halfway house between a pea and a clover. very low input, very no pest, no disease, particularly suitable on heavy land, because vetches are very much at home on clay, and this is not true of many legumes. Peas and lupins, neither of those do particularly well on heavy clays, particularly in wet climates, whereas the vetches, you can put them in and they'll pretty much go anywhere, and they are a real natural on heavy land. So if you have horrible puggy clay which is wet and you're scratching your head thinking, what do I do with this? The answer is perhaps Flexi mix. Put that in spring triticale and vetches will do very well in that scenario.